Hello student, good morning. Let us do few more questions on exercise 5.1. Now today we will do from question number 14 onwards. Okay, so your question is discuss the continuity of the function f where f is defined by, question number 14 is for f of x equal to 3 if 0 less than equal to x less than equal to 1, it's equal to 4 if 1 less than x less than 3 equal to 5, if 3 less than equal to x less than equal to 0. So you see, you have here the critical points are 0, 1, 3 and 10. So let us substitute all these points on the number line. So I have substituted 0, 1, 3 and 10, these critical points. Now the first interval is from 0 to 1 including 0 and 1. So this is the interval, it is included. Next interval from 1 to 3, open interval in between this. Then the next 3 to 10. That means this function is defined from 0 to 10 including 0 and 10. Therefore domain of the function is 0 to 10. Okay, it's not a real number, right? So here you see how many different cases you have to divide the question. You see you have how many intervals? 1, 2, 3 intervals and 4 points. 1, 2, 3, 4. That means this question will have 7 cases. So first we will discuss the interval cases. Okay, so as first I am considering the interval 0 to 1. So case 1, when x belongs to 0 to 1. When x belongs to 0 to 1, within the open interval 0, 1, the function is defined by what? 3. So fx equal to 3. And you see this is a constant function and we know constant function is continuous. So I have written the conclusion like this. Being a constant function, f is continuous on the open interval 0 to 1. Next I will consider the interval 1 to 3, open. 1 to 3 open interval, the function is defined by 4. So when x belongs to 1 to 3, fx equal to 4. Being a constant function, it is continuous for all real number and hence on the open interval 1, 3. After that, we will consider the next interval, that is what? 3 to 10. So when I consider fx equal to 3 to 10, function is defined by, what is the definition of the function? It's 5, right? Again, it's a constant function. So being a constant function, f is continuous for all real number and hence for 0 to 3. Now you see these 3 cases, since all of them are constant function, so these 3 cases you can combine and by using one case also, that means you can combine and within one case also you can write down all the reason. Okay, first suppose you are writing like this, when x belongs to this, fx equal to this one, again you write down this one and again and conclusion you write down together. That is being a constant function, all of them are continuous on their respective intervals. Now I have to go to the next question at the point 0, then 1, then 3, then 10. So first let us consider the point 0. You see 0, when I consider limit x tends to 0, it cannot be tends from the left side. That means 0 minus 0 is not required within this interval because 0 minus 0 is not within your interval, right? So it is sufficient to consider limit x tends to 0 plus 0 to exist a limit. So at the point x equal to 0, I have considered limit x tends to 0 plus 0 fx. 0 plus 0 fx, that is function is defined by what? For greater than 0, it is defined by 3. So fx equal to, I have to substitute fx equal to 3. Being a constant function remains as it is, so it will be 3. And what is f0 equal to 0? Also the function is defined the same way. So f0 is also equal to 3. So we have considered that limit exists and the function value are equal. That means f is continuous at the point x equal to 0. Here limit will be said to be exists only when the right hand limit exists. No need to check for the left hand limit. Now go to the case for 1. You see for 1 you have to consider both the cases because less than 0, 1 the function is defined by this way and greater than 1 it is defined by 4, right? So left and the right hand, both the limit we have to check for the point x equal to 1. So at the point x equal to 1, limit x tends to 1 plus 0 for greater than 1. It is defined by 4. So the value is equal to 4. For 1 minus 0, function value is 3. It is equal to 3. So we have seen that left hand, right hand limit is not equal to the left hand limit. That means what is our conclusion? F is not exist, not exist means f is not continuous at the point x equal to 1. After this we have to go to the next case is 3 and then to 10. Okay. Now let us go to this case now. The question at the point x equal to 3. This is your function, again I have written. So at the point x equal to 3, you see for greater than 3 the function is defined by 5 and for less than 3 the function is defined by 4. So here limit extends to 3 plus 0 fx. Plus 0 means greater than 3. It is defined by 5. So the function value is, limit value is equal to 5. For less than 0, it is defined by 4. The function value is 4 and it is equal to 4. So 5 is not equal to 4. That means the right hand limit is not equal to the left hand limit. Limit does not exist. It means f is not continuous at the point x equal to 3. One more case left, that is what? At x equal to 10. Now you see for x equal to 10 that it will not contain the points greater than 10 because your interval is 0 to 10. Greater than points are not included there. So limit is said to be exist only when left hand limit exists. So here I have to consider the point limit extends to 10 minus 0 fx. 10 minus 0 fx is defined by 5 and this is equal to 5. And f of 10, you see here f of 10 equal to 10 is also 5. So here also f of 10 is equal to 5. Limit value is equal to function value. F is continuous at the point x equal to 10. Okay. So here the solution is completed. Now let us go to the next question, number 15. Your fx is defined by twice x if x less than 0. It is defined by 0 if 0 less than equal to x less than equal to 1, and is defined by 4x if x greater than 1. So critical point are 0 and 1. So 0 and 1 substituted. After it you see less than 0 the function, that means up to this minus infinity you have to go. Next is 0 to 1 and then 2. So what is the domain? Domain is your R. We have to, how many cases it will be divided? You see 1 interval, 2 interval, 3 interval and 2 points. That means here we'll have 5 cases. First let us consider the interval, that is what? Less than 0 case, that is minus infinity to 0. So for less than 0 fx is defined by twice x. So I have written fx equal to twice x. Being a polynomial function, it is continuous for all x less than 0. Because you know polynomial function is continuous for all real number, hence for less than 0. Now for the interval 0 to 1, the function is defined by 0. So fx equal to 0, being a constant function, it is continuous for all x belongs to 0 to 1. After that our next interval greater than 1. Greater than 1 means from 1 to infinity. So it is defined by 4x. Again this is a polynomial function. So the function is continuous for x greater than 1. Next let us consider at the point x equal to 0. For x equal to 0 you see for less than 0 function is defined in one way and for greater than 0 it is defined in different way. So we have to consider left hand and the right hand limit both at x equal to 0. So I have considered here limit extends to 0 plus 0 fx. For plus 0 greater than 0 it means the function is defined by 0, and for less than 0 it is defined by twice x. So I have substituted. So limit extends to 0, 0 value is 0 and twice x also you can substitute 0 value, that means 0. So we have seen that we got what? Left hand limit equal to right hand limit, both the value equal to 0. So we have got here left hand limit equal to right hand limit, that means limit exists. Here I have again written the question just to see, it will be easy for you. Then f0, what is f0? 0 is equal to 0. So we have got limit value is equal to function value. It means the function is continuous at the point x equal to 0. After that let us consider the point x equal to 1. At the point 1 also we have to separately write the left and the right hand limit. So 1 plus 0 function is defined by 4x. So it will be 4 into 1, it is 4. For less than 1 the function is defined by 0. So it is equal to 0. So we have seen that left hand limit is not equal to the right hand limit. It means the function is not continuous at the point x equal to 1. We have to discuss the continuity, so I have discussed all these things. Similar question is question number 16. Fx equal to minus 2 if x less than equal to minus 1. It is equal to twice x for minus 1 less than x less than equal to 1. And this is equal to 2 for x greater than 1. So you see the interval is for less than minus 1 it is defined, for 0 in between minus 1 and 0 it is defined, and for greater than 1 also defined. That means the function, what is the domain? Domain is R. So you see I have considered two cases together. For less than 1, minus 1 the function is defined by constant, and for greater than 1 it is also constant. So I want to give the conclusion together. That's why I am considering these two cases together. Actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cases are there. I will consider two cases together. So for x less than minus 1 it is defined by minus 2. For x greater than 1 it is defined by fx. Both are constant function, and constant function is continuous for all real number. So f is continuous in their respective domain. Next case I will consider in between minus 1 and 1. The function is defined by case 2. Minus 1 and 1 function is defined by twice x. Being a polynomial function, it is continuous for all x belongs to minus 1 and 1. Next cases we have to consider at the point x equal to 1, minus 1 and 1. For minus 1 also we have to separately write down the limit, left hand limit and right hand limit, and for 1 also we have to do the same. So let us go to the next part. For at x equal to 1, the function is minus 1 plus 1 plus 0. Minus 1 plus 0, the function is defined by what? This one, twice x, so it is twice x. 2 into minus 1, minus 2. For minus 1 minus 0 less than minus 1, the function is defined by minus 2. This is also minus 2. Both the values are equal. It means the limit exists. And what is f of minus 2? Equal to minus 2 is minus 2. So here also we have seen limit value is equal to function value. It means the function is continuous at the point x equal to minus 1. Then we have to go to x equal to 1. This is the point. At x equal to 1, separately we have to do left and right hand limit. So limit extends to 1 plus 0 fx. 1 plus 0 it is defined by 2. That is 2. For minus 0 it is twice x. 2 into 1 is 2. Left hand limit equal to right hand limit. So limit exists and f of 1 is equal to 2. So here we have seen that limit value is equal to function value. F is continuous at the point x equal to 1. Hope you understand this type of questions now. Now I'll go to the next question, number 17. This is a little bit different question. So you see in this question what is asked? Find a relationship between a and b. Show that the function f is defined by fx equal to ax plus b, x plus 1, x plus 1, x less than equal to 3 and bx plus 3 for x greater than 3 is continuous at the point x equal to 3. Here x equal to 3 is, you have to write, okay. So now you see, since it is given that the function is continuous at the point x equal to 3, our aim is to find out a relationship between a and b. So since it is continuous at the point x equal to 3, that means limit x tends to 3 fx value is equal to f3. And 3 is the critical point here. Okay, so less than 3 and greater than 3 function is defined by two different ways. That's why we have to do left hand limit and right hand limit separately. Then let us substitute its values. Limit x tends to 3 plus 0. 3 plus 0 function is defined by bx plus 3. For 3 minus 0 it is defined by ax plus 1. And for f3 equal to 1, a into 3 plus 1. Right? So I have substituted the limit. That is what? In the place of b, x we have to substitute 3. b into 3 plus 3. This is a into 3 plus 3. 3 plus 1, 3a plus b. It is also 3a plus b. This is also 3a plus 1 and this is also 3a plus 1. So I have written only once. It is 3b plus 3. So what is the relation we have got? 3b, this one I bring to the left side, 3b plus 1. 3b plus 2 is equal to 3a. 3 minus 1 is equal to 2. So which is the required relation between a and b? So here you have to find out the relation between a and b and we have got it. Sometimes this type of question may arise. Find out the values of a and b. That at least we can form two equations to get solved for two unknowns. Now the next question, for what value of lambda is the function defined by fx equal to lambda x square minus twice x if x less than equal to 1 and it's defined by 4x for x greater than 1 is continuous at the point x equal to 0, and what about the continuity at the point x equal to 1? Here we have two questions, two part of the question. Your first question is what is the value of lambda? It is continuous at the point x equal to 1. So since f is continuous at the point x equal to 1, so limit x tends to 0 at the point x equal to 0. So limit x tends to 0 fx equal to f0. And you see for 0 is the critical point, left and the right hand limits are different. So I have to separately write down limit left x tends to 0 plus 0 fx equal to limit x tends to 0 minus 0 fx equal to fx. Now let us substitute their values. For x 0 minus less than 0, it is defined by, what is the way of defining it? Lambda, it is, it is just I cut it. 0 plus, first one is plus. For plus greater than 0, it is defined by 4x plus 1. And for this, it is defined by lambda into x square minus 1. And f0 is also equal to 0, so lambda into 0 square minus 2i's into 0. Okay, so this step is done. Okay, so this is equal to 0. And what about this? 4 into 0 plus 1. And this is lambda into 0 minus 0. So we have got 1 is equal to 0, which is not possible. Can you have 1 equal to 0? It's not possible. That means it is arises because we have considered the function is continuous at the point x equal to 0. What does it mean? The function for no value of lambda, the function is continuous at the point x equal to 0. This is the solution. Now let us go to at the point x equal to 1. What about the continuity at the point x equal to 1? That is our next part. We have considered now at the point x equal to 1. What about the continuity it is asked? So I have to do 1. You see 1. 1 for greater, you see to check the limit x tends to 1 exists and f1 must be equal. Then only we call it is continuous. So for 1 you see, you don't have to do separately 1 plus 0 and 1 minus 0. Because 0 and 1 is the point. Greater than 0 means it is, if 1 is the point, slightly less than 1 is also greater than 1 and slightly more than 1 is also greater than 1. So the function is defined only by one way. for limit x tends to 1 plus 0 and out for 1 minus 0. That's why I'm just doing here limit x tends to 1 fx. Limit x tends to 1 fx is defined by greater than 0, that is 4x plus 1. So the value is 4 into 1 plus 5 equal to 5. And f of 1 equal to 1, it's also defined by same way. This is 5. Limit value is equal to function value. Therefore, fx is continuous for all value of lambda because it is independent of lambda. There is lambda is depend on this one for less than 0 also only. So it is continuous. What about the continuity? It is x. So we can give the conclusion that the function is continuous for all value of lambda. Now let us go to the next question number 19. Show that the function defined by gx equal to x minus box x, where box x is what? Greatest integer function, is discontinuous at all integral points, where box x denotes the greatest integer less than equal to x. Hope you remember the definition of greatest integer function. Greatest integer, if it is an integer, the value remains as it is. Otherwise, you will get within box, if it is a number which is slightly greater than an integer or less than an integer, then we will have the integer which is slightly less than that particular value. That integer is your answer. So here you see, you have to check continuity for all integral point, for all integers. So I have considered a point, say C is an integer, belongs to Z mean is an integer. So let us check the continuity of the function at the point C. So as we know, so greatest integer function for slightly more than C and slightly less than C, the function is defined in two different ways. For example, suppose we have considered 5. Here I have shown here. You see, for 5 plus 0, the value will be slightly more than 5 and it lies between 5 and 6. So your answer will be 5, smaller integer. And 5 minus 0, it is slightly less than 5. So it lies between 4 and 5, right? So the value will be equal to what? 4, just one less than the particular integer. So here if C is an integer and C is greater than 0 and less than 0, we have to check. If I consider C plus 0 fx, that is C plus 0 box x. Box x, within box x I have to write down C plus 0. That means it is more than C. So more than C, the integer value will be C, because it is more than 5, it is 5. And for C minus 0, it is a number which is slightly less than C. So it will be the what? What is an integer in between which C minus 0 lies? C minus 0 lies between C and C minus 1. So smaller one will be your answer. So C minus 0 limit box value will be equal to what? C minus 1. So we have seen that limit does not exist because one value is C and another value is C minus 1. From here I have got C minus 1. So I have given the example here. 5 minus 0, 5 minus 0, you see in the diagram, 5 minus 0 is a point which is slightly less than 5 and which is an integer between 4 and 5. So your answer is 4. Similarly, C minus 0 is an integer in between C and C minus 1. And this is an integer lies between C and C plus 1. So this is C, smaller one, and this is C minus 1. Hope you understand it. So limit values are not equal, therefore f is not continuous at the point x equal to C. And you see C, I have considered any integer. So since it is not continuous for that particular integer, that means it is not continuous at any integral point. Okay, so C is not is any integer, so it is not continuous for all integer. Okay, this is the symbol of for all. Previous video I had told you. Now I'll go to consider the continuity of a point. Question number 20. Is the function defined by fx equal to x square minus sin x plus 5 is continuous in short I have written at x equal to pi. So now you have to check the limit at the point x equal to pi. So you see the function is defined only by one way. So only one at the point it is x. So simply limit x tends to pi is sufficient. Limit x tends to pi fx. So put the value of fx. We will have what? Pi square minus sin pi plus 5. Pi square remains as it is, sin pi we know 0. So it is pi square plus 5. Similarly at the point x equal to pi, we will have f pi equal to pi square minus sin pi plus 5. Same way pi square plus 5. So we have seen limit value is equal to function value. That means f is continuous at the point x equal to pi. Okay, today I stop here. So you listen the video properly and after that you write down it. Thanks for watching.